This is just an AMZN for Thursday, September 19th, 2019. We had a really nice move up that turned into a nice S curve after hours in the pre-market and then continued on up. Buying right out the gate off the 21 would have been a great place to get in, and really was right at the high uh, from yesterday. So it was a bullish retest gap and quick retest here, ran up, after let's see, three bullish candles, pulled back a little bit, nice little flag, continued up, and then looked like it was going to start to consolidate again, pull back a little bit further, almost to 21, started to go, and then just pull back. And this was just about an hour and a half of just going sideways, almost 2 hours before it started to get below the 21 here with this bearish candle. This was the last ditch effort, last little rally here, and then a bigger bearish candle came in. It pulled back further. This is a great retest. So it's already shown that, okay, it looks like there's some bearishness coming in. It rallies, can't get going, breaks down, getting below these lows. And then what do we do here? About 45 minutes later, half hour later, we're retesting right into the 21, right below this level. This is a great place to go short on this candle right up here. And oops, hit the wrong button. There we go. So it was a really small high wave candle, just no volume. Larger high wave candle. This is the one you could have been going bearish on. It shouldn't be up this high, getting above this candle. This was a very large bearish candle. We push above it. This was bulls trying one more time because it didn't work here, and now it's not working here. And then, just hold on for the bearish ride. 25 minutes later, it was hitting 2R, getting down to this point, and then continued further with some really large lower wicks, which would have been signals to say, okay, get out. That's a good target. So if we look at the puts, this is the 1825 puts. This is where it was making the highs on the day. It was right around 5. And so even if you had set up something to buy puts up there, which it looked bullish, but then it turned around. You could have been getting in 5 by 4. The cleaner way, waiting for that retest, and it does involve waiting and not getting a breakout like this on the put, but waiting for a retest and it gets into the $6 price. So to get in here 6 by 5, and then it goes all the way up to 8 within that 25 minutes. Does another S curve, and then throws some of these wicks way up here. Could have been getting out at 9, possibly even 10. Had you bought 6 by 5 up to 10, that would have been 4R, or even up to 9 would have been 3R, something like that. And that was the bearish trade. It was getting in here and letting that ride, or it was getting in here after this bigger candle coming in, getting it up here for, let's see, was it this time? 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. No, that would have been buying, well, maybe buying, in fact, probably wouldn't have worked. Would have been buying puts here or over here, as it was running up to these prices. But there were people shorting it here, so it makes sense to be able to do that. For the calls, buying right at the gate, or as we got into this and made lower lows on the day, just to rally back up to the 21 and then go sideways. Getting into calls would have been kind of sort of buying maybe 8 by 7, or at least just having an order out there. The issue was the close of this 1825 call from yesterday was 755, and so because we were gapping up slightly, you could have just had the same price set up, 755 by 655 or 750 by 650 or something like that, thinking, okay, if we gap up, maybe we'll flash down into this. It's just harder to have that kind of a setup, expecting it to flash down, and really, where do you place your order? Because if you were setting it up as the market opened, you probably did something like 850 by 750, but it wicked down really quickly there, and then recovered. And so I don't recommend setting it up without a stop, because this can move against you in a hurry. Just be mindful of the width of the stop and what's going on. So get familiar with this, how these trade from one to the next, so you can look for and somewhat anticipate what that price should be, depending on if it gaps up, down, or just open sideways. But that was buying at the gate. Possible to get in like 8, that run up to 10 or 12 to get out for profit. And then the only other place was to get in way over here. Oops. There we go. Way over here, as we pulled way back, this would have been doing a setup like 5 before. You had plenty of time to do it because it wicked down here and then came down to that price again, and you could have been getting in on this candle or this candle. So you had really 20 minutes to have this set up. As it put in a new low on the day, on the option, it was way, way lower. You know, if you think about this, we were at 10 here, we're all the way down to 5 in a matter of, let's see, 2 hours, about 2 hours later. So that's a lot of people that have lost money on the calls from up here. And, you know, if you look at this, it's somewhat of a head and shoulders. You get a shoulder here, a head, and then a shoulder here, or possibly a shoulder here. Or if this is the shoulder here, then you got kind of a neckline going. This is your retest of the neckline. I kind of like, well, I guess I kind of like that one, but it's just not very clean. You know, we're looking at options that don't have the volume as, you know, the stock of Amazon does. So it's hard to get the pattern sometimes on this, but still seeing a really large hammer like this down here, you know, you wouldn't have expected to have the same price, you know, or the range, the lower range of that price again to buy. It's just a great place to buy. But where's your target? You know, so you're getting in 5 by 4. Well, I want 7, and that's pushing way up here. Could it get there? Maybe. It's more likely to just scalp out something like 6 or 650. And you know, if you look at this, we've had a little more of a bearish edge. So, you know, taking a bullish trade is going a bit counter trend at this point. So scalping for an hour just makes sense. This one was a continuation of the bullish move from yesterday, and then just ran out of gas, you know. Bullish retest gap. Man, we're just hanging out right in here. This is like over 2 weeks now, just going sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so 11 days. So 2 weeks of, you know, trading days. We're still going sideways. So we really need a significant gap. If we gap down, I think we'd be trapping a lot of bulls, especially because, especially because this was a really massive rally, S curve continuation up. And then, I mean, this is a pullback, a retest of like a neckline. This is like a really big double bottom. If we roll down, we're going to trap a lot of people playing that as a double bottom. If we can continue to rally up, this is just a bigger S curve, and we should get up to 1841.30 tomorrow. Wait for the chart, wait for it to show you what you should do. Take the trade in the direction it's moving then, and it can really go either way from here. I like bullish a little bit more. That's what I've been saying. If we go bearish, I think we'll trap people today, and it could have a quick move down. Wouldn't that be something if we had a quick move down? So it looks like we're breaking whatever this pattern is here with these two candles. But look how indecisive this is. High wave candles here. This one a little more high wave. This one a little more lower wiki, or whatever the term is. Hammer, ask something. I don't know. But anyway, drop in volume on a bullish candle like this. Yeah, I don't know. It's the third bullish day in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back some more. Got into 1800, kind of value over at here. This was still a really nice gap. Right into 21, and this was a really nice bullish gap and go, and it just has gone sideways. So if we pull back a little more, close like this gap, or as we close this, I guess we don't really have any other gaps to close down here. But it could work to go bearish here, could work to go bullish here. It's a high wave candle. Just be ready for it to also just go sideways a little longer too. So, well, that doesn't really, I mean, it looks at the 5 minute, looks at the options. But I wish I could tell you where it's going to go, and we'll just trade it accordingly. But we'll be back soon with another video to go over what's happening next. And hope you enjoyed this one. This is Just an Amazon. Thanks.